Full calendar.
Calendar item number 1, BSA number 24147BZ, the applicant Sheldon LaBelle PC, effective community board number 5.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Hilary Axrott from Sheldon LaBelle, representing the owners of the property. This is an application for an extension of term and a legalization in the R5B district. The term has expired on the previous variance to allow a use group 16A contractors establishment at the premises on the first floor. Recently, in 2012, the owners have changed the use to a use group 16A custom woodworking shop and a use group 9A art studio. This was done in order to facilitate their business. It's a husband and wife team, and they do custom furniture and also art installations. I would like to note that there is a change from our original application. We originally were asking for an elimination of the term, and that has since been changed and submitted to the BSA. We sent over copies last week to your office, and I have an additional copy here today. We are requesting that the term remains the same as a 10-year term rather than an elimination of the term. And I would also like to point out that while there has been a change of use, it was to the same use group and a lesser use group, so this would be less invasive to the community. And the community board has voted to approve this application.
Just curious, what was the vote of the community board?
There was one person who was against the application, and the rest of the community board supported the application. And we do not know as to why the one person did vote to not support the application, because the vote was at the community board meeting after the one that we presented at, so we were not there for the vote.
Will the owner be doing any major renovations, and if so, will there be any noxious materials used?
No, there's no further renovations, and additionally, for the business that they have on premises, there's no noxious materials. The furniture business doesn't do any spraying. Whenever there is any spraying, the furniture is picked up and taken to a site that's approved for that work. So there's no storage of any noxious materials on site either.
What about for the woodworking?
For the woodworking, there's no noxious materials. Anything that involves additional permits is always taken off-site. And additionally, it's not a woodworking shop where people can come in and purchase goods on the spot. There's no storefront of any sort. These are all custom orders that my client is commissioned to do. So he just builds it there, and then any other work is done off-site.
You mean the cutting, finishing, painting?
Correct.
Off-site?
Correct. The cutting is done on-site, but the finishing with any chemicals is done off-site.
Are there any speakers? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, calendar item number 2, BSA number 58591BZ, the applicant is Paul F. Bonfilio, effective community board number 13.
Okay, I'm Paul Bonfilio, representing Luis Mejia, the owner of the property. Just to give you a background of what's happened here, does this come off? This initially was approved in 2003, and it was granted for a 10-year term, and it approved an additional bay, as well as an adjustment of some of the curb cuts both on Braddock Avenue and on Winchester Boulevard. 10 years go by, nothing happens. They never did the addition for financial reasons. They never corrected the curb cuts. They almost expired because within the 2-year grace period, we managed to file before the end of 2015 for another 10-year term. Of course, they won't give you 10 years, they'll probably give us 8 years because you can't take advantage of the 2 years. So now that we're back to, the proposal now is back to simply almost what it was before, which is the building. We are asking to keep these curb cuts, and I will leave it to the discretion of the BSA as to what they want to do with this. Normally, because I know when I sat on the board, normally you don't want a curb cut too close to the corner. And that's why they made us move. In fact, I handled case back in 2003. They made us, and we agreed to putting a curb cut here and removing a curb cut here. In the meantime, by the way, it was rezoned with an overlay of C13, which actually makes it better for the case anyway. But that's essentially the proposal, is to, we had to file for an amendment to remove what was approved by the board and for the 10-year term. And that's essentially what it is. When I did the sign analysis, I noticed that there was a roof sign that was not legal up here. I had them remove it. It was removed over the weekend. This is it's dated 9/29. The roof sign was removed. It's not permitted in this zone. And that's the proposal. That's essential what the proposal is. Community board voted unanimously to approve it. And that's basically it. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. So.
I guess the only question is, I guess your site plan will be revised to show the existing conditions.
Yeah, the site plan is back to this.
Including the curb cuts.
I'm including the curb cuts. I'm going to let this BSA board decide what they want to do. If they want us to move it, I'm trying to save them the expense. There's really no need to eliminate this one. I understand their problem here. But I'll leave it. I had to present it this way because that's how it is now.
Right.
And I'll see if the BSA wants us to change it. We'll have to, of course, accommodate them.
So when BSA approved it, they approved this.
They approved it this way.
With the curb
This
cut?
is the approved. This is the approved plan. Here it is. BSA approved plan.
Right.
With this curb closed.
Right.
A new curb cut here.
Right.
This curb stays.
Yeah.
Eliminate this curb cut.
Okay, so that's the approved plan.
This is the BSA approved
And
plan.
that's not what existing.
No, now we're going back. This is what we're proposing.
Oh, you're, okay.
We're proposing this. Are they going to approve this? I don't know.
Okay.
They may approve it and they'll say, okay, take that out, go back to this situation. I don't know. I mean,
So basically, you're just proposing you're looking for approval for what's there.
basically, what's there now, correct? Right. Yeah. Well, I had to do an amendment to eliminate this additional
That was
pay.
never,
They never built it. It was approved though. It was approved. They never built it. There are no cars being sold on the premises. He meets all the other requirements. He meets the signage, etc. I think if you read my case there.
And there were conditions about no work on the street, planters.
There's a problem. Sometimes people park here. And in fact, I was just there 2 days ago speaking to the guy who's operating here. And he told me that a guy just parked his truck here. And it was not even a client of his. And he had to chase him away. Because it's a very wide sidewalk here. I don't know if you went there. It's a pretty big, the community board recommended putting planters here, I guess, in a way to kind of frustrate anybody from parking there.
So is the application?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I'm going to wait and see what. I didn't mention it to the owner. I mentioned it to the proprietor who's operating the facility.
yeah, even in this picture, there's a car parked on the
Yeah.
sidewalk.
Yeah, you will see that. Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
Thank you.
Easy peasy. All right, so hearing is now closed, and our next public hearing is October 22nd, 2015. Thank you all.
They're revising their land use here?
Yep.